Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Lakers intrigued by 15-year NBA vet, LeBron James associate as next coach, report. The Los Angeles Lakers have hit the reset button yet again on their coaching staff, and as the search for a new lead man begins, one familiar name has emerged among the prominent candidates. That name belongs to J.J. Redick, current ESPN analyst and broadcaster, who is also a 15-year veteran of the NBA and co-hosts the new Mind the Game podcast with Lakers star LeBron James. Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN broke that news via the Saturday, May 11th edition of NBA Countdown on ABC. Their search is gonna ramp up this week, I'm told. GM Rob Pelinka, the Lakers front office, they'll be in Chicago for the league's draft combine. You can expect them to start calling for permission to talk to coaches around the league, assistants, Wojnarowski reported. But one name that the Lakers have been drilling down on in their initial research here, J.J. Redick, our colleague at ESPN. He is certainly somebody that the Lakers are intrigued with. They've been making a lot of calls to try to learn more about him. But expect this to be a wide-ranging and a lengthy search. Redick spent a decade and a half in the league, including multiple-year stints with the Orlando Magic, Los Angeles Clippers, Philadelphia 76ers, and New Orleans Pelicans. The sharpshooting guard also played partial seasons with the Milwaukee Bucks, 2012-13, and the Dallas Mavericks, 2020-21. Redick retired following the 2020-21 campaign, leaving the league with career averages of 12.8 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists per game, according to Basketball Reference. He was a career 41.5% three-point shooter on 5 attempts per night. As a part-time starter, starting 488 of 940 career NBA games, Redick averaged 25.5 minutes per contest and contributed to teams that were largely successful and often prevalent in the playoffs. Redick played on the 2009 Magic team that bested James and the Cleveland Cavaliers 4-2 in the Eastern Conference Finals and earned a trip to the NBA Finals against the Lakers. Los Angeles bested Orlando in 5 games in what was Redick's closest run to a title. Redick's professional, and apparently personal, relationship with James should be a mark in his favor when it comes to LA's search. His credibility as a long-time and successful NBA player will also go a long way. Redick doesn't turn 40 years old until June and is only about 6 months older than James. However, his age may be something the team considers more of an asset than a hindrance, as it should help Redick relate to and connect with younger players in the locker room. The Charlotte Hornets considered Redick for their head coaching vacancy, bringing him in for an interview, which led Shams Charania of The Athletic to report that Redick was a serious candidate for the job. Charlotte ended up hiring Charles Lee, currently an assistant coach for the Boston Celtics and also 39 years old, to run the organization. However, the Hornets' consideration of Redick should bolster his candidacy elsewhere, including with the Lakers. Lakers news: Alex Caruso reveals when he knew he gained LeBron James' trust. Without a doubt, one of the most crucial and popular role players during LeBron James' time with the Los Angeles Lakers was Alex Caruso. An undrafted guard, Caruso was the first two-way player in franchise history and eventually parlayed that into a standard contract, becoming one of the most vital players during the Lakers' run to the 2020 NBA championship. Perhaps most importantly was that Caruso clearly had the complete trust of James, which isn't something everyone earned. And when thinking back on his time with the Lakers, Caruso reflected on when he knew he had earned that trust, via Barstool Sports: honestly, it's probably earlier than maybe even he realized or people realized. It was when I was on two-way my last year in LA, his first year. It was the year before the AD trade, so I was playing with him and a couple other two-ways and guys middle, end of the bench, cause I don't think we were making the playoffs, and this was before play-in. We're playing at Toronto and I'm running a pick and roll with him on the side, and this is when I figured out that when I'm playing with him people are gonna pay attention to him and I can just go shoot layups. And I just go straight downhill and shoot the layup and one. And he comes over to me and he's like talking very intently and directly, and it was the first time within a game where it was just like we're on the same team playing basketball. It's not like, oh, that's LeBron, I'm Alex, and we're just happy to be here. It was like he's talking to me like a teammate, like we gotta figure out how to try and win this game, like peers. So that was probably the first time where looking back on it, where I was just like, okay, this guy's competitive, that's what I do, this is gonna be a good thing. And once that trust was gained, it only made Caruso better as it allowed him to play more freely and not worry about anything else. I think it freed me up just to know that the stuff I see on the court, he's also seeing. Obviously at another level to that, but my instincts kicked in. Like I was able to play free and play off my instincts, and then from there learn what to do, what not to do. What I can get away with, how I can be useful when playing with him, and from there I'm a learner, so the more opportunity, the more reps I get, I use that, store it up here and then just take it to the next game. Caruso was an absolute beloved member of the Lakers, and the same has happened since he signed with the Chicago Bulls in 2021. He is one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA today, while also being a solid creator offensively. Players like Caruso are hard to find in this day and age of the NBA, but he was greatly valued during his time with the Lakers, and LeBron clearly had faith in him throughout his time in Los Angeles. Since Alex Caruso left in free agency, another undrafted, scrappy guard has played a big role for the Lakers over the past couple seasons in Austin Reeves. And like Caruso, Reeves was also able to gain LeBron James' trust. LeBron recently discussed this, noting that Game 1 of the Lakers' first-round playoff series against the Memphis Grizzlies is when he truly had full trust in Reeves. LeBron also added that he loves seeing his teammates be successful, and he knew if he could instill that confidence in Reeves in that moment, it would greatly benefit the Lakers as a team, as well as Reeves moving forward in his career. LeBron James defends Lakers coaching candidate from Colin Cowherd's criticism. Los Angeles Lakers superstar LeBron James could not help but defend his Mind the Game podcast co-host J.J. Redick, one of the reported coaching candidates to succeed Darvin Ham, over Colin Cowherd's criticism. "I don't love the backward hat for J.J. Redick," Cowherd said on The Herd with Colin Cowherd on Fox Sports. "I didn't hear a word," LeBron said. "I couldn't stop staring at the hat." J.J. Redick is going for an NBA head coaching job. "He looks like a guy that's going to move my couch." Redick quoted Cowherd's clip on X, formerly Twitter, with LOL, laugh out loud, and then James replied with photos of Utah Jazz owner Ryan Smith and Dallas Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd wearing their hats backward in press conferences. "He really doesn't like your hat emoticon, JJ. I wonder if these two are okay." "They have damn good jobs, I believe," James replied on Redick's post. Redick's shot at becoming James' next coach increased after the Phoenix Suns are nearing a deal to hire former Milwaukee Bucks coach Mike Budenholzer to replace Frank Vogel, and Charlotte Hornets hiring Boston Celtics assistant coach Charles Lee. Budenholzer and Lee, along with Redick, Golden State Warriors assistant coach Kenny Atkinson, and Los Angeles Clippers coach Tyronn Lue were identified as early coaching candidates, The Athletic reported shortly after the Lakers shortly fired him on May 3. Lee and Redick were also the finalists for the Hornets job, which eventually went to the Celtics assistant coach. While Cowherd did not like Redick's informal look at his podcast with James, he was effusive in praise of his basketball acumen. "I'll tell JJ to his face, dude, you are going to be a high-level executive or a coach," Cowherd said. "You guys can push back, I don't care. My opinion, my show. I don't like that look at all." He's one of the most cerebral guys in the world talking basketball. Literally, he's so layered beyond. He's Christopher Nolan in Hollywood. He's directing at a different level. JJ Redick is talking basketball at a different level. "Look at this guy, wearing his hat backward." Cowherd wants Redick to look the part, play the part. He believes Redick is the next Steve Kerr. But JJ Redick doesn't care what I say, Cowherd continued. I'm just telling you, if I'm his agent, I'm like, you could be Steve Kerr. Like Steve Kerr was a basketball player, then a great broadcaster, which JJ is, then a general manager, then a coach. And then you look up like Steve Kerr is the most powerful guy in the league. Kerr just agreed to a $35 million, two-year extension, the richest deal per year for an NBA coach, to remain as the Warriors' head coach. He won 4 championships as a coach and 5 as a player. Los Angeles Times' Dan Woik added Denver's David Adelman, Minnesota's Micah Noria, and Dallas' Sean Sweeney to Boston's Charles Lee as the assistant coaches who could merit consideration. As of midweek, the team is still in the early stages, with both internal team sources and external coaching sources describing the Lakers as taking their time. Unless something changes with, say, Tyronn Lue, Woik wrote on May 8. While Lue represents the Lakers putting a premium on experience instead of a first-time coach like Ham, Woik added that the Lakers are casting a wide net. Yes, that means coaches with established records in the big seat on the sidelines. But it also means consideration of some of the most highly regarded assistant coaches, including those still working in the postseason such as Denver's David Adelman, Minnesota's Micah Noria, Boston's Charles Lee, and Dallas' Sean Sweeney. And yes, it means consideration for broadcaster/podcaster JJ Redick, who will receive serious consideration despite no coaching experience beyond his son's youth team in New York City, Woik wrote. Lakers pursuing JJ Redick for head coaching job. Los Angeles Lakers are hot on the search for a new coach after the sacking of Darvin Ham, and one of their candidates is former player JJ Redick. According to Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN, the Lakers have been drawn to Redick for a while now and are considering him as an option. But one name that the Lakers have been drilling down on in their initial research is JJ Redick, our colleague at ESPN, Wojnarowski said with a smile. He's certainly somebody that the Lakers are intrigued with. They've been making a lot of calls to try to learn more about him, but expect this to be a wide-ranging and lengthy search for the LA, he concluded. The NBA insider also notes that the Lakers' coach search will end this week. He states that alongside Redick, the Lakers will be asking for permission around the league to interview coaches. Los Angeles Lakers had an early exit to the season this year, losing 4-1 in the first round of the NBA playoffs to the Denver Nuggets. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of JJ Redick? Leave your opinion in the comments.